It is time for Muspelheim. It's one of the newer maps. Besides Whirlwind, it's the second edition to the map pool. And now we have at the bottom right our player for the TSL team. In the red, we have
TSL symbol.
He's been one symbol of hope for his team today. They were down 3-1 when he entered the booth and he was able to tie the team match. It is 3-3 now, and to the top left we have in the blue the player for the Fnatic team. In the ZVZ we see
Fnatic late call, 별.
Really looking forward to see what he can offer.
Symbol has a lot more experience offline. So
that's absolutely true.
I don't know, it's going to be a really tough one for Bjol, just because we've seen already earlier how good Symbol is in his CVZ, how confident he is, how he managed to take down Moon, a player who was able to eliminate 2 Zergs of the TSL team.
Consider also that Symbol has a lot more, because he has more offline experience, he has a lot more VODs to be studied, a lot more replays that are out there.
It's true.
He's just so much easier to study in this matchup, so that may be something that Bjol has taken into account if he is indeed practiced only for this match, only for ZVZ against this player, which is something that we don't necessarily know, but it starts to look more and more like that is the case. We see Gas first for Bjol, and we see Pool first for Symbol. He'll be adding his gas very soon as well.
Yeah, after the expansion, the transition here for Bjol is immediately going into gas before he starts his pool, and Symbol goes hedge first, then into spawning pool, skips the gas just for now. He will have the later speed. This might also indicate a lot of aggression by Bjol if he continues mining gas. We'll find out soon enough.
By the way, in Korean, Bjol means star, if I'm not mistaken, so that's something I just wanted to add, tell you guys.
So we
everyone's going to be like, you're wrong. I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's Star, but I guess maybe it's not.
So we have Moon and Star in the same team?
Yeah.
That's a whole
and they're
Sky.
both Zergs, man, and they practice together.
If Sky now actually starts playing StarCraft 2 and joins Fnatic, I'll be like, wow.
It could potentially happen, man. There's going to be like a new player called Sunset, something like that. Well, we see double queens now going down for both players. Basically, much faster speed for Bjol, who is starting it right... Well, actually not starting it right away. There it is.
And he's still mining. He only has 1 drone in gas, but he's still mining a little bit, so he will get the Baneling Nest, most likely.
And from here, obviously this map is like Ohana, I feel, in that from the previews of the map, it looks like it's a smaller map. We haven't seen very many games on it, but actually this map is quite large. And the third base for ZVZ is actually pretty easy to take. It's not that far away. You can easily get over to defend it. If you have a few Zerglings and Banelings there to defend, you will be able to hold it against your opponent's run bys. Double gas being taken for Symbol now pretty quickly, going likely for some tech pretty soon.
We've seen him with a very early tech against his opponent earlier.
Actually, he's taking his first gases now. I didn't even realize that he had not gotten gas at all.
No, he skipped it in the beginning and was completely focusing on the drone. So right now we have him with a double gas, which will enable him to get the tech, but also speed. It kind of depends on what he decides to do first here. We've seen Moon earlier go for a tech before speed and even the Baneling Nest. But look at these Zerglings. 22 for Bjol.
Yeah, and there is the tech before speed that you were mentioning exactly, coming out for Symbol.
And he has no Baneling Nest just yet.
He has no Baneling Nest. He could actually just die to these Zerglings if he does not micro extremely well, or if he doesn't see them. He has an Overlord in position to spot them, and there's no way for him to deny that. He will actually see them. Baneling Nest going down now, though, for Bjol, and he has a ton of Zerglings. This is going to be really hard to defend without... I mean, he's only got the second Spinecrawler going down now, the third one as well.
This is going to be really, really tough to hold. He's even blocking the Evolution Chambers as he realizes if I don't hold against this, I will be dead.
That's a lot of queen damage coming out here, though, and I think he may be able to hold. It's not going to be easy. Some hesitation here as he decides to go for the drones, but most of the drones do escape, and nice hold.
Very nice defense. I really like how he managed to do this, to pull this off. Very well done. The Evolution Chambers have been cancelled.
Yep, cancelled them right away.
He doesn't need the wall in anymore.
He doesn't, and that was actually a brilliant hold.
Yeah, and those 2 Zerglings, you see them? 2 Zerglings blocking the gap. They were so well positioned that he actually could pull it off. And now the tech for Symbol is so much faster. Bjal kind of has to rely on a timing attack. He has to take him down with a timing attack. He has to do damage. If he gets, if he gives Symbol too much time now, then everything will just get out of hand because the tech is so much better for Symbol. He will be able to use the Mutalisks, and with the Harvesters that he has, 43 to 34, he is in a great economic position. He's getting more and more drones, so Bjal has to aim for timing here.
Yeah,
he has to.
Yeah, this is it's
how?
It's either going to be a timing that he hits, or he's going to have to try to secure his third base somehow and get an infestation kit. But his lair is just so significantly behind that it's. I mean, it looks like he wants to go for timing. He's still not getting a lair. He's got +1 on the way. Look at this though. Symbol knows that all he has to do is defend. He knows he's ahead in basically every way. His opponent doesn't have a third base yet. He's making only roaches. He's getting +1. He's making banelings now as well. The banelings, in fact, are not in range of the Overlord. He did move those Zerlings back, so they're going to be hidden.
But the big problem is with all these spine crawlers and the Spire just done now, he can get... I don't think that Bjal is able to break through here. This is 7 spine crawlers building, and he has 3. This is 10 in total.
Yeah.
How do you break through here? And the Mutalisk also in the picture.
It's going to basically be impossible, but he's going to have to try it. He's committed too much to this to go back now. 14 Zerlings on the way behind this. The Banelings leading the charge. They have been spotted now, and so he can actually just put his Queen up here. Queens are psionic units, so it looks like you might want to try to bait these Banelings
and
with
here
them.
are the Mutalisks already, and he's moving back. He's moving back, and he will lose all of his Banelings.
He's going to lose all of them. Every single one. If he hesitates here, Spinecrawler gets canceled. He's like, oh, I guess I hold. And now back at home, Bjorn is making a lair, but it's so late that basically he's going to have to, like, I know if he goes back, he's almost conceding defeat here.
He's losing too much while retreating. All these Banelings will be gone. They are just easily sniped by the Mutalisks, and this means that he is losing a ton of gas as well. So Symbol might be down in supply, but his tech is so awesome. He has this huge lead in tech, and it's
now
really tough.
Back, I feel that Symbol could take a third base potentially, use his Mutalisk to defend that. He's building his Mutalisk count up further and further here, adding 4 additional ones, which will put him at a total of 16. Bjorn still has this Zergling Force out on the map that he can use to try to force his opponent's third away. But, I mean, there are lots of different ways for him to secure that third if he wants to. He's actually just going to engage these units while the Queens are out of position, and these Mutalisks are going to do so much damage. The Overlords have already, for the most part, been pulled back, the ones near the base, but there's still 3 out there on the middle of the map that he could take out as well.
He can't kill the Spore Crawler because there are too many Queens. They have energy for the Transfuse, so this is just not an option. Tier 2 has been achieved for Fnatic Bjal, so he goes straight into the Infestation Pit. He wants to have Fungal, he wants to have the Infestors, then he can contest these Mutalisks, but up to this point, the map control will be in Bjal's favor. Here comes the run-by, though.
This run-by will be shut down with so many spines there on the double Queen block. No way, Jose. And this attack is going to be much more successful.
Oh god, Lings in the main base.
The Queen gets taken out. There's no more anti-air at the natural.
Suddenly, those Mutalisks are reigning free between the main base and the natural of Bjal, and Bjal, he drops in supply down to 77. TSL Symbol with a supply lead, attack lead, and maybe the chance to end this game.
Well, he just has no answer. He's making Queens right now. He's trying to desperately get those spores up, but he just cannot hold. The third base is going up. Back at home for Symbol as well, and I think we're going to have to see our final Fnatic player because he has no answer for this. The Mutalisks will take out this hatchery. He has no third base.
No Queens. GG. And Symbol with his 3rd win.
Yep, a big, strong player, and Fnatic taking a risk pulling this guy out, and he was not able to come through.
Symbol basically completely... He undid Moon's work. Everything that Moon achieved was just completely undone, and now suddenly TSL is ahead 4-3.
Yep, 1 player left for Fnatic. Now he's going to have to go through Symbol and Pult. 2 amazing players. I think it has to be Alive, because Alive may be able to beat Symbol, but then he's going to, if he goes against Pult, he's going to feel pretty confident in TBT. And he has to know that since he's the last player, he will face Pult. There will be a TBT. If it's another player coming up for TSL, it's probably going to be a lesser player, and Alive maybe I'll take him. So I think the choice has to be Alive. They don't have to do it. Like, for example, they used Drill. I didn't expect them to do that. But I think it's going to be Alive, man.
I'm just trying to actually think about the choice that I made earlier to use Bjal. We thought about they could use Alive, but the thing is, if you think about it, you know exactly who's coming up next. You know that it's going to be Alive. So actually, if you kind of think about it this way, and you think that Alive is the player who has the highest chance of actually defeating Polt, it doesn't make a difference if you use him first or if you use him last.
Good point.
Because if he defeats, just from their point of view, if you think about it, if they assume, okay, Polt is the strongest player, the one player that we have in our lineup that's left right now, who has the best chances against Polt, is definitely Alive. And it's easier to use another Zerg player against Symbol and maybe get lucky in one of the most volatile matchups ever, instead of just using him later against Polt in case he defeats Alive.
That's a very good point.
So it's Alive now who's playing, and if you think about it like this, it makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Then the order makes a lot more sense, because now he's basically in the same position. He has to defeat Symbol first, and then he has to face Polt. And I think that Bjal has way better chances of defeating a player like Symbol in a ZVZ, where he can get a little bit more lucky, where he is really confident in the matchup, than defeating Polt later on.
Especially considering Alive seems to have practiced a lot for Polt. And look at his win rate in the Team League. He's actually got one of the highest ones. And that was actually, when he was on TSL, he was one of their key players. TSL actually performed really well in the Team League when Alive was on their team. And this season is really important for TSL. Now Alive, the tables have turned. He's actually playing against his old team here. And he's going to take out Symbol.
Yep, he has to. Not only Symbol, he also has to take down Polt.
Well, this is such a tense moment. The map, we do not have it on screen, but I guarantee you it's going to be Antigua. I just know. We all know. Everybody knows, man. Like, join the game and it's Metropolis. I'm like, oh, that's crazy.
Now with them having the map choice, that's okay. Because if you think about it, if Bjal would have been able to take down Symbol, then probably Pro would have chosen Antigua, and then they would have ended up being playing the TBT in Metropolis.
You're right. Well, we're going to take a 5-minute break, guys. When we get back, we'll see if Alive can do it.